Welcome to Bleeding Blue, a show about the New York Football Giants, and I will be saying that phrase for the final time.
Well, it's about their history, so.
Well, this is a show that at one point was about the Giants today, and then we rebranded it into a Giants history show.
Yep.
And I kind of made the decision that after, I think, some 60, 70 episodes of it being a history show, we are closing it down. We're closing shop.
We have touched on all the history.
Not really.
No.
Not really. There's always more to do.
I'm just trying to make you feel better about your decision here.
Well,
there's always more to do. David Powis.
How you doing?
How are you, my friend? Thank you for joining us.
I'm happy to be back.
I wanted to bring back David. If you're a listener of Bleeding Blue from when it was just my main Giants show, you know David. He was the co-host of Bleeding Blue for the majority of the episodes. And now you're here. Welcome to the John Boy Media offices in Manhattan.
It's great. It's great. This is much better than recording it in my basement with my dog barking, and this is much better.
Recording it in my college dorm at OBC in Philly.
A Dan Schneider interview.
Where I was at where was that junior year? I forget what hall.
Overbrook apartment complex.
No, that was my senior year. What was my junior year? I forget. Anyway.
I don't remember. Yeah, Marion Gardens.
Philly loving assholes.
I live there too. I live there now.
We went to school together.
We did.
St.
No, I'm happy to be back. I do like that this is your decision to end this because since the inception of Bleeding Blue, you were a tyrant and a dictator. So it's appropriate that this is solely your decision.
I don't think it could have been said any better than that. Do you know what he has done to me?
So we'll start off with this. What is it like working with me?
Miserable.
Because it's different. We're Talking Giants is like everybody knows that Bobby's the main voice of Talking Giants,
and he sucks.
And
so it's
I edit and I produce that, but Bleeding Blue has always been my baby, and it's I'm the one that brings us in. You're technically the one that brings us out of Bleeding Blue because you say fuck Tiki Barber at the end,
and I will today,
and you will today for one final time.
You can still say it. You can say whatever you want.
I always will.
But so what was it like? I don't want this to be about me. I want it to be about us, and I want it to be about the community that we built at Bleeding Blue and the two different phases of it. But what was it like working with me?
All right, so I will, David, real quick, and then I'll let you go because a lot of this should be about you, Justin. You built something really great, and you were able to branch off and do it when you started doing Talking Giants. You're like, okay, well, Bleeding Blue's still there, and you revamped it and made it a history podcast and or a show, and nobody else did that. Nobody else besides Big Blue VCR, but he doesn't have his own show.
Right.
So we actually were able to do something very special. And in the midst of misery for the last decade with this team, I think Bleeding Blue gave a lot of people, a lot of fans, some joy. Mm-hmm. And so I'm very proud of you and what you built here, and I'm glad I think we're gonna touch on this in a second, but Bleeding Blue brought us all together.
Yes,
literally. That's the inception of our friendship.
Yep.
So working with you, miserable, absolutely miserable. There'd be Saturday mornings I'm hungover after a Friday night bender. Justin, can we just push it back? No, I gotta do it now. Gotta do it now. Mm-hmm. Can you come to the Jersey City office so we can do it? Yeah, sure. It's only 45 minutes. 2.5 hours later with traffic. Okay. Thanks, Justin. But you always made it work, and you're always accommodating. So working with you has been a pleasure. And I know we're not dying. You're not dying. So we're still going to be doing a lot of things together. But Bleeding Blue, special place in my heart always.
So I got started on Bleeding Blue. What?
2018.
Yeah, and how many episodes in were you?
Not that many, maybe like 20-ish, because at one point it was a Yankee show. It was a Giants and a Yankee show, but then once I really made the decision to do it just as a Giants show, that's when we started to gain our traction.
Yeah, and I remember you asked me to come on an episode just one time. And I wasn't able to make it work.
You were the one. You were the one that was like, "Well, I know you have a podcast, and if you're looking for somebody, I'll do it." So I kept you in the back of my brain.
And because I knew I wanted to do it, and started doing it in 2018, and I think We went.
Every fucking week was a battle between you were an Eli stan, and
Yes.
I was so fucking done with
Yes.
it. Every
Yes.
week. I can't even go back and listen to episodes, and this is even with Talking Giants now too. I can't go back and listen to shit because I just cringe at it.
frustrated.
But I just remember, I mean, I would like boil a fucking hatred for you. Like, you were Eli sucks. No, he doesn't. Eli sucks.
I still fervently believe that we wasted Eli Manning. That Eli Manning still had more winning football in him.
Yeah.
And it was all John Mara's fault. But I digress. So, and Jerry Reese.
And you're not wrong. And I wasn't wrong.
Neither of us.
We were all right.
We were always right.
I'm always right too, by the way.
I'll reiterate what Snack said. Working with you can be a challenge because you want things to go so right because you put so much work into a good product and you want it to be the best it possibly can be, and clearly you've accomplished that, and you're still getting better. Well, yeah. Look, I got to stroke his ego now and again. That's what he needs.
Oh yeah,
That is
You
what
gotta,
I need.
you gotta.
That's what he needs.
That is what I need.
It's what he needs. The brief story I just want to share just to give an insight on how difficult Justin can be sometimes,
Sure.
like how much he wants. In 2019,
Yeah, that's when I really got psycho about this.
you did. In 2019, the Giants played at the Detroit Lions, and
I think.
my
2019?
my good friend,
Yeah.
my good friend Ray and I, we went to the Lions. We went to that.
Yes.
We drove to Detroit to go to that game. And it's about a 12-hour drive from New York, where we both lived, and we're on the drive, and we were supposed to record that evening. You wanted to record that evening.
Yeah, because Monday you have to get a game reaction pod out.
You have to. You absolutely have to. Well, no, you wanted to record the night before the game.
Oh, that's right, because we were doing like a pregame.
We were trying to do like a little
pregame
pregame show. So I finished the drive from Detroit in the rain. It was pouring in Detroit. Got there about 8 o'clock at night after driving all day. And then I had to set up my mic, set up the laptop, and do
I made you bring your mic.
You made me bring all of it.
Yep.
I had to do like an hour-long pregame show for a game.
Was it really an hour
It
long?
was probably about an hour. We can go back and look, but it was probably about an hour long.
I'm sorry.
I remember getting back and Ray falling asleep on the couch on the bed in the hotel room we were in. I was just so jealous of him because I was stuck talking to you.
Yep. One of my favorite lines that you ever told me through the 2019 season is, "I associate your voice with misery."
Yes. Yes. And it still reigns true. I mean, I don't talk to you now,
As
behind the
often.
mic as often anymore or ever. But yeah. All kidding aside,
You started that's how you started a show one time, and at that, I mean, 2019 was really fucking rough
was
compared to like 2018, blah blah blah, 2020, whatever, because it was the 9-10 game losing stretch that we had in the middle of it, where there was a middle ground by the time week 8, week 9 comes. And they win Daniel Jones's first 2 starts, and then they start losing with Pat Shurmur and Daniel Jones. So there's a middle ground of, is Pat Shurmur's job safe? And then there eventually came a point where nothing fucking matters in this world.
No. Yeah. So working with you, always a challenge because you do demand, you want things to go a certain way, and you are accommodating, like Snack said. We were always able to work through things, but you
Doesn't matter what, 11 p.m., I don't care. I will stay up till 2, 3 a.m., and
Absolutely.
I will edit shit.
Absolutely.
Doesn't matter.
And the amount of work that you put in behind the scenes to make those shows work, to make this show work for the longest time, and
It's special stuff. It really is.
Yeah. So you should be proud of yourself.
Thank you.
It's not the end of I don't think this is the end of either Snacks or I.
No.
Chatting.
There's things going.
But you should be proud of yourself for what you accomplished.
Thank you.
What
Thank you.
episode is this? What number?
I think this is... I stopped counting the numbers when we kind of rebranded it into a history show this offseason, but I do think this is like 170. 170. I think we got through like 100 ourselves.
Yeah.
We had 28 shows last offseason. This is our 20th this offseason. And then I think just audio we did, maybe like 15-ish before we were officially on YouTube.
That makes sense, yeah.
So, yeah.
So you should be proud of yourself.
Thank you. No, it's really... Like, this wouldn't have happened without you. Like, without you actually, like, buckling down with me. Because I love I had Renato Rodriguez, Michael Bokra, Brett Wiley, Jimmy Kroll. Those are some of the other co-hosts that I had before we mainly switched to a Giants show. We did like Yankees stuff a little bit too. And we did really good stuff with that. And I actually think some of our Yankee takes were like better than some of our Giants takes back then. Like when you actually like look back on it and some of the things that we said. But
well, you and I believed that Cody Latimer was going to be
I was
breakout
so
Giants
huge
star,
on Cody
especially
Latimer.
after he wore that suit short to a wedding.
Yeah,
You
it's
guys-
really big on Cody Latimer.
Guys are such douchebags.
Really, my one the best take that I've ever had is the rise of Marcus Golden and Leonard Williams. But anyway, you're right there, Snack.
By the way, you were right. Leonard Williams, I can't believe he's been here for going to be 3 years now.
Yeah.
It's 2019. You're right.
So it's 2.5 years. So
Fuck him.
he's he may outlast Kenny Galladay. Like Kenny Galladay is probably going to be moved on from.
I
that.
think they both get cut in the
Anyway, I don't think it's a lock that Leonard Williams gets cut. I think there's a chance that he's here because they like him.
I think it's a certainty, but we're not here to talk about that.
Right. No, I want to get to the.
Yeah.
I want to get to like especially David's thoughts on the Giants today. It's been a couple years since he's been able to give some thoughts on that. But really, this wouldn't have happened without David actually just locking in with me. And you didn't know where it could have gone or what were we gonna do, and I just started a show. I didn't have like a full on plan for it, and things changed as time went on. But especially that training camp of 2019, where I like really locked in because we were doing it throughout 2018, didn't grow at all. So I kind of had this moment of I looked at myself in the mirror. I looked around at what other people were doing. I'm like, well, how can we actually make this something that it can do something? With not even estimating of where the show could go or where I could go personally, but how can we just get more people to listen to our show? And it was social media and being more consistent than what we already were doing. So that training camp of 2019, we were recording every single weekday.
Yeah.
I would work at the Philly DA's office from 9 to 5.
I was teaching.
You were working a full-time job because you graduated, and we would come home. And we would record every single night, whether it was a regular episode or our basically PPPs, but previewing the Giants. We did every single significant Giants player on the roster. And because I'm such a fucking psychopath, I not only said we needed to record Monday through Friday, Saturday and Sunday we had episodes out as well throughout the month of August.
Yeah.
Every single day in August.
Neurotic. He's out of his mind.
Tyrant.
Yeah, you're 100% right. Tyrant.
Every single day in August.
His voice really residues misery.
Yes.
You're 100% right.
Every single night I would go home, and I remember watching the NBA Finals. I think Steph Curry was in it. And
Well, I mean, he's been working like 7 of the last 8. So.
But like there was a tiny TV. I was staying in. I didn't have my apartment open at the time because the lease didn't start. So my friends from college, like Ann and Michelle, it was the same complex, but I lived in their apartment, like on the floor above. And I was watching in their pink and purple apartment the NBA Finals and working on the positional value pyramid that I put out for all 32 NFL teams and getting the PFF grades, getting the starters. Jimmy Kroll helped me out with that. I wanted to estimate trying to measure value and how teams value certain positions around the National Football League and stuff like that. So that was huge. That was a huge summer for us, and I think it kind of catapulted us to some good spots.
I will maybe kind of a segue to...
And we met that summer. That's when we kind of met.
That's exactly where I wanted to segue to. Like I was saying before, Bleeding Blue has brought us together.
Yeah.
We're all, us three, we're good friends now because of it. David, I wish I saw you more often. I know it's tough. You live in the boondocks.
Otherwise known as just outside Philly.
Oh, otherwise, yeah.
I mean, the crazy thing is that you used to live like here in the city. You lived in Queens.
Yeah, right.
And then you moved back down to kind of close to where we went to school.
Fuck Philly.
Yeah.
So like Justin, I'm me and you are very good friends now. But also your friends are my friends too.
Yes.
Like Bokra and Jimmy and Anton. Like I care about those guys a lot. And that all of that is because of Bleeding Blue.
Yep.
Literally all because of it. And I remember the exact moment where I was sitting on my couch. You tweeted out. I think I had just recently started following you because I was looking for like Giants stuff to listen to, and I saw Justin Panic pop up. And I saw a podcast. I was like, oh, I listened to it, and I loved what you guys were doing. I loved it because it was just like, it was almost like friends talking at a bar about the Giants, and that's the shit I love. And you guys did the town hall episode where you asked like everybody for questions and shit.
That was our first ever mailbag because I was always
I
was always afraid that we weren't like, if I ever put out like, hey, ask us questions, which I don't like. I feel bad for shows that maybe do that. It's like, oh, leave us questions, but they don't get that many questions.
Right.
So I finally felt comfortable because I phrased it around. Oh yeah, the Giants had a town hall where Gettleman, Shermer, Eli,
right? Yeah.
All right. So let's have our own town hall, and then that's when you slipped me a DM.
I DM'd Justin and I wrote him like a novel. It was like this long. I wish one of us had like the stamina to go all the way back and find it. I definitely don't.
You wouldn't dare.
Keep talking.
You wouldn't.
No way. There's no way.
So and I asked the question about like Jerry Reese, like why does he get this leash, all these different things, and I was cursing in it. It's just like,
the last DM that you sent me, you are a dope.
Is that what I said?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
That was all. I figured I'd throw that out there.
You are. That sounds about right. But I sent this whole, and then I remember listening to it, and when you guys brought it up, I was like, this is so cool. It was like the first question I got, that somebody read from me, and then I was doing like the fantasy football stuff, and then I think you were on vacation, David, and it was that summer, and Justin's like, you want to...
It's funny, you were on vacation too, and I made you record it.
That I was on vacation, that's right.
I don't even know him at this point.
But he's like, you want to come on and talk like Giants fantasy football? I was like, yeah, sure, that's awesome. And then from there, everything was just budding, and I think the next year we actually met in person, all three of us.
I have the message.
You have the message?
June 20th, 2019.
Oh, gosh.
I'd ask John Merritt his thought process over keeping Jerry Reese for as long as he did and not Tom Coughlin. What did he see in Jerry's ability to build the roster, but didn't see in Coughlin's coaching? If he was letting Coughlin go, why wouldn't he tear it all down and then take Reese with him? So at this point, you did not you weren't getting how the fuck did John Merritt keep that miserable, rotten fucking
I wasn't there yet. I wasn't there yet.
You were on good behavior.
It's so funny you found it. I guess we don't really DM too much. So
I was like, figured we don't.
Oh man, but that's really the inception of our friendship. All three of us.
Yeah, not even.
And and David, again, I wish I saw you more. Me and Justin see each other at least once a month, right?
Yes,
I would say.
Yes,
try for a little bit more, but it's a special thing. So I know you wanted to bring up how we met, and that's kind of it.
That's how we all met.
That's kind of it.
Do you want to get into the story of how I caused the breakup of one of your longest term relationships?
No, not one of the longest one. The girl I thought I was going to marry.
Yeah,
sure, go ahead.
Well, no, this is your story. 2019.
But all right, so 2019, and it dives into you guys too, because you two live streamed Daniel Jones's first win.
Yes,
Tampa Bay.
Yes.
So
we'll get to that.
You could start with that.
Yes,
and then we could transition. So talk about that
live
stream.
Okay. Good idea.
All right, so here, little tease. So I think honestly, one of the best moments, and this isn't just of Bleeding Blue, this is one of the best moments of my Giants fandom life.
Yeah, I mean, there comes a point, I feel like every offseason since this happened, where there comes a point maybe in mid to late July where every couple of days you go on Twitter and somebody posts this and is like, remember when Daniel Jones did this?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was like we were all excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so
I never forget it.
So this is 49 seconds, and this is when Matt Gay misses the field goal.
33.
Oh my God! Okay, Justin, do you want to pray?
David,
Are you a praying man, Justin?
I'm not really a praying
link arms. We're linked. Bleeding Blue is linked.
Blue Mike.
Yep, there it is.
Yeah, heart that shit. It's nice and centered for what? For fucking what?
Look at those shoes.
Too bad you're gonna fucking miss it.
Look at those shoes.
You and your neon cleats. You fucking loser.
Whoa.
You
We were born to be friends,
loser.
David.
Oh, yeah.
He missed it! He fucking missed it! He fucking missed it!
So there you go.
That's so
Yeah,
classic.
it's
So
great.
we went
a
live on
moment.
Periscope for
Yeah,
that.
it really, you know what? And doing that live like that, it's so awesome. And I remember watching that later on and just like cracking the fuck up. Because at that
Fucking
point,
neon cleats.
at that point, like, well, I hadn't known you guys yet. Well, no, I guess I did. It was that year, wasn't it? Well, either way,
Yeah,
like
that's when we.
it was that. Yeah,
That summer we talked. Yeah.
yes, yeah. So like, I knew of you guys. I knew you, and
But we
I-
weren't like close like we were.
correct,
Like we were
correct. And I just remember dying. My favorite part is when Justin brings the camera back to me, starts laughing, and then you're in the background like laughing, and you hear like
Daniel
the echo.
fucking
Yeah, Daniel fucking Jones. God, that's so good. That's so good. And that blue mic is classic.
That $30 karaoke microphone.
Classic.
I've recorded podcasts on it and it sounds fine.
Yeah. I mean, remember the first time I came down by you, I was wearing a maroon shirt just like that, college shirt. We went out to dinner. I think it was me, you, Boker, and Antonio. Mm-hmm. And we did a live stream at your dining room table.
Yeah.
With that microphone.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
And it sounds great.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
I still have the same Samsung Q2 microphone.
I have it.
You have it?
Yeah,
I
it's the
still have
microphone
it.
I still use.
I still have it.
I still have mine.
You have yours.
I have yours, yeah.
Like literally, like I did my research and I'm like, okay, what is a good, cheap USB microphone for podcasting? And I found it, and I still have this. I still have the same brand from when I started. I have not differentiated.
It's crazy. It's funny how that works. So that live stream leads to another win. We're 1-2, 2019. Then we beat Washington.
Yes, we did.
Ugly game.
We kicked the shit out of Washington.
It was still an ugly game.
Dominating game.
Yeah, it was an ugly game. So we're 2-2,
Yeah.
and I'm pissed because I knew it was coming. So I'm dating a girl.
Abroad.
Nice.
Call myself
Yeah.
a woman.
Not really.
Yeah, not really.
You got halfway there.
Yeah,
It's a
well,
5-letter word.
You know, some people try, some people fail. Anyway, so we're dating for like 4 years at this point, and Justin and I, I would say we're friends, but we're not.
Correct. Yeah.
Not really friends.
Yep.
Just kind of just like talk through Twitter. I think we had each other's number at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you called me. So it's like Saturday night, and the next day, my ex-girlfriend's sister has an engagement party. And a big deal. Whatever. And, I was going to be in there and everything. So I had to go, and I was going to miss the Giants versus Vikings game that was for first place. At that time, it was for first place.
Yes.
Early October.
That was the biggest game. Week 5 against Minnesota was the biggest game that we played since 2016.
I remember,
Correct.
and I remember doing a pregame show for that and like categorizing it.
Yes,
Yeah,
like
it
we are
legitimately
2
was.
and 2. We could be fucking above 500
Yeah.
in the month of October.
And in first place.
And they got shit pumped. But
Well, it's a
getting
story
there.
for
Shades
another
of
day.
2015. We
Story
were
for
2
another
and 2
So Justin calls me
remember
Saturday
that touchdown
night.
pass to Red Ellison? Remember that?
Was that Red Ellison?
in
year?
that game. Yes.
Red Ellison,
my
yeah.
Yes. Yes.
God.
yes.
Across the
Darius
board,
Slayton.
absolute-
Darius Slayton
Slate,
had.
I was
Yeah,
going to
he
say
did too,
Slayton
yeah,
had
yeah.
it back in the
No,
end
that was
zone,
against.
yeah.
You're thinking against Cardinals.
Yeah.
Red Ellison had.
Yeah, Red Ellison was the
My
Cardinals.
bad.
Yeah.
Darius
yeah.
Slayton
Darius
against.
Slayton was the Vikings.
Yeah,
yeah.
Of course.
I
Carry
caused.
on.
I caused.
Sorry.
No. It's fine because
That was a miserable
I get
fucking
a call
game.
Saturday night and Justin's like, "We need you there. You got to come." And again, this is at the point where I'm like, "All right, Justin, I know you. I like you. You're a good guy. I love the show, but I can't be barking orders here. Can't be
kinda
getting
weird.
barked orders here."
I
I mean, every
you don't know me.
every
Tyrant.
fiber in my body, I wanted to be there.
Tyrant.
But like I had a tyrant,
I think I played with your heartstrings.
but I
because,
had an obligation,
No, I played
a
with
serious one.
I played with your heartstrings because I probably did say we need you there because
you literally said that.
because you are the Giants.
I am.
and you give more effort than the players do every single fucking Sunday.
Correct. So when you said that, I was like, "Fuck."
Yep.
So I was like, "I can't commit to it. I don't think I'm going to do it. This is Saturday night."
Yep.
And I remember we were watching Godfather 2 in my bed when you called me.
Yep.
And she's like, you know you're not going. I was like, "Yeah, I know. Don't worry. It's okay."
Mm-hmm.
I woke up Sunday morning at 6 o'clock and I said, "Fuck this. I'm playing for first place today. I'm going."
Yep. Goddamn right.
I said, "I'm going. I don't give a fuck." I'm like, Justin sold me. I'm in. I'm going." So she stormed out, took her bag, stormed the fuck out. When she was from Brooklyn, she went back to Brooklyn. And I'm like, "Can you let me know when you get home?" She goes, "Yeah, over my dead body." And I was like, "Okay, yeah, fair enough."
Nice.
I said, "Well, I'm going to go play for first place." met up with Justin at the tailgate.
Had a great
I
tailgate.
think Steen was there. Shano was there.
That's probably where I met you.
That's
That's probably where we met. The Vikings game?
I think it was
Probably.
before that.
Or the
I
home-
think it was
the home opener,
I think
yeah.
it was the home opener. But either way, yes, you were there. And so I did this, and that was the downfall of my relationship with the girl
Yeah,
I
it was
thought I was going
the
to marry.
start of the fall.
It was the start of the fall. It legitimately was. I was unreliable. I was doing like this. She goes, "You really do care about this team more than you care about anything." I was like, "Yeah, I've been telling you that since day one." So anyway, we proceed to get our shit. Shouldn't say that word. Our shit pumped in by the Vikings,
There you go.
and I got bitched at for a week straight.
I think I have to bleep that out.
I think you
Yeah,
might,
probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will. Yeah.
Sorry, Julian.
No, this is me this week.
Oh, this is you this
Yeah.
week?
I'm not gonna fucking send this to him on the last minute.
Yes, that's a good point. Fuck you, Julian. But yeah, so that was really the downfall. I went to a early October game, 2-2 for first place over an engagement party that I really needed to be at, and about a year later we broke up. So that was the downfall, and that's his fault.
She really liked me though.
She loved you,
which is the
Loved
ironic
you.
part because I
know.
was the cause of the fall.
Yep.
Well, but if she couldn't understand your decision to do that,
I agree. Not the one.
exactly.
I agree. That's a really good point.
Yeah.
And I told her from day one, I always said to her, I said, you will never, ever, even if we get married on that wedding day, if I'm crying, you're walking down the aisle, it's probably because I'm thinking about February 3rd, 2008. Like, that's why I'm
Yeah.
crying. You will never be more important to me than the Giants, ever. Nobody will. Nobody. My brother, my father, nobody.
I've told my current girlfriend, like, yes, love you. It's great.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you come second.
Absolutely.
You come second.
Absolutely.
There's nothing more, like,
The Giants
there's nothing
are
more
always
important
first.
to me.
Nothing. And
Yeah.
I said that from day one, so she knew what she was getting into. So the fact that I did go to that game and got coerced into it by Justin should have been no surprise.
Yeah.
Maybe I should have told her Saturday night that I was going to go because I knew it Saturday night. I just woke up Sunday
Yeah.
and I was like, fuck.
You're feeling dangerous,
I'm doing
yeah.
it. I'm doing this. I don't give a shit. 6 a.m. I was feeling good. And I always sleep in my Eli Manning jersey Saturday night. So I was like, dude, I'm going. Fuck this. But it's her own fault. So look what she missed out on. Look at this blue shirt. Pops my eyes.
You do have beautiful eyes. We've talked about this.
Thank you.
How about mine?
Hair looks great today too.
Yeah, it's
very
very
much.
nice, actually.
Yeah, I was feeling a good hair day today.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
What
good.
color are each of us wearing?
Oh, that's right. You're colorblind, aren't you?
Yeah, well, I actually had no idea that was blue until you just said it.
That's great.
So I'm going to say blue.
No, you can't be a racist.
And actually, you said that his shirt was maroon earlier.
Yeah.
I
So
did say
that's
that. Yeah.
maroon and that's blue. I don't know what I'm wearing.
What color are the
I
wires?
don't know what I'm wearing.
What color are the wires up there?
This is bad radio because nobody else can see the wires.
That's all right.
They're blue.
Good guess.
Good guess. Yeah, good guess.
You don't know what shirt color you're wearing right
No,
now?
I actually don't.
So how do you match?
Give it the best shot I can. Am I matching today? This isn't bad.
I mean,
right?
yeah, it's fine.
It's not
No,
like
no,
it's
let's-
not a
yeah.
specific match.
So
but
wait, time out.
I'm
hold
wearing
on.
gray shorts. so
Before
they're
we get in a little bit further into
Because this is one of the most.
history.
This is one of the most fascinating things about David.
Colorblind is crazy to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you just see black and white.
no.
What do you?
Not a dog.
So what do you see?
Dogs aren't fully colorblind. I actually looked that up the other day.
Really?
Not fully.
That's news to me.
That's news to
So what do you see?
It's just that shades, like shades of certain colors, are hard to. It's hard to differentiate.
This is very
colors.
obvious that this is red. I think it's very obvious that you're wearing blue.
That's what
but
I'm
this
saying.
This is a tough color to point
Right,
out.
That's a tough
so
one, yes.
If what color is this? I would tell you it's either blue or
Hunter green.
but I have no idea which.
It's a good name for somebody.
I had a friend in school named Hunter.
Hunter Green.
Hunter Henry.
Well, his name wasn't green, but I know there's a color Hunter
Sure.
green. So
This,
I mean, my guess is teal, but that is definitely probably not.
Nah.
like
it's not
I
teal.
couldn't
No.
tell you.
teal's a little bit more blue.
I'm bad with colors.
So am I. I'm terrible.
So
Me too. Me too.
Zinger. Zinger.
Zing!
Yeah, no, I just match by the majority of my wardrobe is fairly neutral. I don't really go outside my comfort zone of like gray, red, maybe the occasional blue.
wow.
Okay. Do you know what color my hair is?
It looks cool.
What do you say? It
you
looks
have-
cool.
Looks cool.
You're having a great hair day.
I
He's-
am.
he is
So it
having
doesn't
a
I
great
matter
felt
what
it.
color
Yeah, I
is.
felt
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Shade.
Listen, this was a big show, and I stormed into this place pissed off.
You did.
So,
Yeah, Garrett Cole pitching today. You're missing part of the British Open.
but I will say it all worked out because you did me a favor. You had the British Open on when I got in here, so I watched the last 3 holes.
Oh wait, it's over?
Yeah,
It's over, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought there was 18 holes. I thought they were on like
They were
hole
on-
7.
they were on
There literally
16.
is 18 holes. They were on
when
16.
he walked in, they were on 16.
So you did me a
And
huge
17.
favor. I was listening on Sirius XM. I was listening to golf on the radio on my way here because it was such an electric finish.
Yeah.
Caleb Smith, 6 birdies in a row, something like that. Anyway,
20 under.
20 fucking under. At the old course.
20 under.
Crazy.
I thought it was still going on.
No. What else we got?
One of my personal favorite moments, and I still think this is very, very cool. We hyped up Marcus Golden.
Yeah.
God, here we go.
Yeah, we did.
The summer.
The worst 10-sack season of all time. Go ahead.
Wow.
Sorry.
Define that. The word. You are so miserable.
They were all
You are
coverage
so-
sacks. You know that.
You
He
are
had no
so.
moves.
Oh my
nothing.
God.
Am I wrong? And, no, you
You
no,
are not
You're
wrong.
smirking because you know I'm right.
You are so fucking
No,
miserable.
I'm not. I am fucking miserable. We know that. Everybody knows
You
that.
complain that there's no 10-sack players on the Giants, and then one finally fucking comes and he's not fucking good enough.
Because he had no moves, he had no swim, he had no rush, he had nothing. It was
You
coverage
are
check.
so
You know that.
dumb.
You know that. I'm sitting this one out. I'm gonna go pee. You talk about fucking Marcus fucking Golden while I go shit talk Garrett Cole.
I can't go from that to back down.
Talk about Marcus Golden. I really have to pee.
I mean, to be fair, we spent a lot of time talking about Marcus Golden.
Yeah.
You and I.
That's when I started to get into like advanced stuff, like
Yeah.
pressures and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I was looking, especially, you have the connection of James Betcher when he was in Arizona. That's when Marcus Golden was his
Yes.
best. Marcus Golden was asked to put his hand in the dirt a little bit more after James Betcher, and then also he tore his ACL.
Yeah.
And then I heard somewhere from Snacks's partner at BDGE, Nick Ercolano, about like you are really like your body is at tip-top physical shape, not the first year after you tear your ACL, but the second year. Like that is when your body is at its absolute best. And then lo and behold, that was just all of those perfect things coming together. He's back with James Betcher. He's not going to put his hand in the dirt. Second year off the torn ACL. Marcus Golden is going to have a really good year, where even if he doesn't get a lot of sacks, I was like, he's going to get the QB hits. He's going to get the pressures. And I think Giants fans are going to like him. And lo and behold, I'm tweeting about him, blah, blah, blah. This is a Giants player that I think fans should be excited about. And then his father, Marcus Eberhardt, is very active
Yes,
on
very active on Twitter. Yeah.
Still active on Giants Twitter. Basically, I think he name searches his son. So I think just whatever, he finds it.
Definitely.
Finds it right away.
Definitely.
So Marcus Eberhardt was going to be at the Giants preseason game. Can't tell you who it's against. Jets.
I think it was. I think they tied.
Sure. Oh, then it just ended in regulation.
They
And just
tied the
didn't go to
Jets in
overtime?
preseason recently.
So this was preseason 2019, the year that Marcus Golden got there. So he's there. He DMs me, and we meet up at like halftime. And then lo and behold,
This would be 2019, right?
yes, this would be 2019 home game. There was probably two home games.
No, they won 31-22.
Wow, good job, Giants.
He scored 30 points.
I think 2019 we were preseason champs. We went undefeated. Didn't we go undefeated 2019 preseason?
I'll tell you.
We went undefeated 2019 preseason. We're reliving the glory days of that.
Alex Tanney, 14 for 19, 190 yards, touchdown, no
Fuck
picks.
Alex
Huge.
Tanner.
Kyle Lauletta, 9 for 12, 116
Huge.
yards and a touchdown.
Huge,
Daniel
huge,
Jones,
huge.
5 for 5, 67 yards.
Was that the Jet game?
Eli Manning, 1 for 1, 3 yards.
Huge.
Check down.
Huge 3 yards.
Check down.
That wasn't Kevin
Paul Perkins
Gilbride,
had 4 carries for 9 yards.
Paul Perkins, rest in peace, man.
Huge. Yeah, rest in
He's not
peace.
dead, right?
No, he's not
No,
dead.
he's
TJ
out of the NFL.
Jones.
Huge.
I love TJ Jones. That was somebody I loved, and you hated him.
Yeah?
TJ Jones. Yeah.
I don't remember that.
And I think he fumbled a kick return in like the third preseason game, and you were totally out on him.
Tough.
Yeah.
Tough.
Wouldn't
But,
happen if Coughlin was coaching.
But I meet up with Marcus at halftime, and then he gives me like this family yellow wristband that is still in my room. So I was invited to the Giants family tent after the game. I met Marcus Golden. Also met Daniel Jones.
Goober.
Tenny Adewusi, who was an undrafted free agent safety. He was my quarterback when I played for the Port Reading Saints. He was a safety on the Giants.
That's
that
actually
year.
very cool, yeah.
So he was a safety. So I saw him, and he was like, "Dude, yeah, what's up?" So
I
who
remembered
else?
you.
John Hillman. I went to high school with him.
Hillman, yeah.
He was really fucking bad.
He was bad?
Yeah.
For the Giants.
He
for Giants.
I
Yeah.
think
He
he
was
fumbled like his second carry.
really
Yeah.
bad. And then remember he got the
he got
start
fired.
against the Patriots, and that was one of the most miserable games we've ever seen
That
in years.
Thursday night football game?
Yeah, Thursday night football game. Yeah, that
brutal.
was really, really
And
bad.
we were in
The
it.
defense played well.
I was just going to say, we were in
Marcus
it.
Golden had a fucking Fumble return for a touchdown.
Golden Tate had a long touchdown.
That was a sick catch.
That was
too.
a slot fade. Wandale Robinson's going to run a lot of that this year.
Wandale Robinson's a bust.
Sure.
But good.
Wow.
So anyway, that was a cool time. John Halapio, I took a picture with too. He's a cool guy. It's funny that we actually, John Halapio's actually like a professional. Like we have like a good kind of like good relationship with him now.
He sucks.
He wasn't great. Thanks. We don't need to throw that out there.
I mean, I suck at everything.
Nice guy
I do too. Yeah, I'm not. Did I say he was a bad guy?
Yeah.
No.
Daniel Jones was a goober. Met his mom.
How'd she look?
And she was
that's what I was
she was
wondering.
pretty
Yeah.
she was pretty Zach Wilson mom-esque.
Wow.
I don't know. Zach Wilson's
That's-
mother's pretty hot.
But well, I mean, I was there in person, and it was
Yeah?
very different.
Give me
I
details.
I didn't fully. She was blonde,
Okay.
tall.
How
she
tall?
was
She was
asking,
blonde?
She was. I think she's blonde.
That's shocking.
I may have not been talking to his mother, and I just thought I was talking to his mother. But she was kind of asking me like, "Who are you?
That's,
What do you?
No,
what do
What
you?
is your relevance here?
What are you?
Yeah.
What are you doing
Yeah.
around here?" And I have a podcast. So
What is a podcast?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, hold on. I'm a little curious. I want to learn.
the story is taking too long.
It's okay.
I don't.
I want to know
think-
more about Daniel Jones' mother.
I don't think you were talking to her mom.
No,
No.
she
You
was
got
a
pictures?
She was a middle-aged woman that knew Daniel Jones well.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm out. Yeah, no.
No, that
not
was
her.
not her.
All right. Good job, Justin.
There was I'm still claiming that it was his mother. That's not his mother. The picture.
I'd love
you
to
just
meet
showed
Zach
me.
Wilson's mother, but anyway, go ahead.
No, but that was basically it. Just being asked in that family tent and having that relationship with Marcus Golden and his
I'm
family.
also.
That was
gonna-
very cool.
I'm also going to. I'm gonna.
Like we were nobody at that point. Like
I'm
we
gonna
were
tell.
nobody.
I'm gonna tell the truth here. I didn't have to pee. I wanted you guys to talk about the Marcus Golden because I want to watch it later tomorrow, and
It took us very long to get through it.
I know I'm very excited to hear it because that's like the bread and butter bleeding blue of you guys. Like that Marcus Golden story is unbelievable. I wanted nothing to do with it.
Cody Latimer too.
Well, that's just another.
Cody
Well,
Latimer's
the problem is, yeah. You claim you called Marcus Golden's rise and Leonard Williams' rise, but
here we go.
the problem is the amount of guys we also were really confident were going to break out.
But who else? Cody Latimer.
Cody Latimer.
Who else?
If I go through like rosters of like the 2019 Giants, I guarantee you there's more. Should I do it? I think I should.
See,
That's a fun exercise.
See, this is why you guys should be like me and think the worst of every single player
And motivate them.
and motivate them.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think RJ Barrett averaged 20 points a game this year?
You pushed them to do that.
Yep.
That ain't probably he worked tirelessly in the gym.
Hmm.
Maybe because of you.
I'd say it's
Yes.
like 75-35. Oh, that's 110.
Good job.
Caught myself.
Good job.
Caught myself. Listen, I'm here to talk Giants history and bleeding blue, not fucking math.
All right, so let's go through the 2019 Giants roster.
Okay.
I actually at one point
This is gonna be so sad.
I at one point have re-listened to our reaction to Daniel Jones being drafted.
Yeah.
And it was good.
I think you and I had some of the most, and I mean this humbly, of course.
Yes.
If you go back to a lot of shows and talking heads, quote unquote,
Reactions and
reactions
stuff like that.
to that draft pick, I think you and I might have been two of the more level-headed reactions
Yeah.
to that. Our whole reaction was, I think the title of the episode was, the Giants got their guy.
Yeah.
It's like, well,
Because
That's who they wanted.
Because basically,
That's who they want,
you and
yeah.
I
Go
were
get what you
arguing.
want.
You and I were arguing every fucking week in 2018. Get it? We need a different quarterback. We need a different quarterback. No, we don't. No, we don't. No, we don't. And Daniel Jones was just like, okay, yeah, may not be right now, but they got their guy, and I need to shut the fuck up now. So,
Yeah.
I was in Nashville for that too, so
yes,
that was brutal. I was wearing an Eli jersey, and everybody was just on the street just shitting on me. You drafted Daniel Jones. I'm like, shut the fuck up.
So in the interest of time, I'm just going to kind of rapid fire list off these names.
Did we ever think that Evan Ingram was going to take this huge
Every single year,
giant-
every single year we did this.
I mean, you know what? I'm in on that one too.
Every
because
year it was the
the guy's
Evan
just
Ingram.
way
I
too-
think you were
breakout.
more than I was.
Probably because I'm
He's
an
just
idiot.
way too athletic for him never to do
Exactly,
Yeah.
except for
He was good with Pat Shermer, except he
was.
fucking
He
got
was
hurt.
good with Shermer,
with
yeah.
Pat
well, the
Shermer.
problem is he
Of course
also
he stayed healthy with
catches the
Jason
ball
Garrett.
like he has 3 fingers. But
that too. That miserable, malignant fucking piece of
I hate him.
shit.
I
in
hate him.
Philly. I'll never forget that COVID year.
were there.
When he
I
dropped
was there
that
too.
Fucking pass.
I was there. We tailgated that game together
Yes, we did.
in your hotel room.
Mother motherfucker.
Yeah, he sucks.
Sorry.
I can't wait for him to have like 200 yards receiving against us when we play
Oh,
Jacksonville.
he's gonna kill us.
Oh, Evan Ingram revenge game this year, huge.
Yeah. There's also a Kenny Galladay revenge game.
Which you will be at.
Yeah. Okay, so starting offense: Daniel Jones, Saquon Barkley, Sterling Shepard, Darius Slayton, Golden Tate,
we all know the
Evan
feelings
Ingram,
on Saquon
Nate
Barkley.
Solder, Will Hernandez, John Halapio, Kevin Zeitler, Mike Remmers. Starting defense: this is rough. B.J. Hill, Dalvin Tomlinson, Dexter Lawrence, Marcus Golden, Alec Ogletree.
We were wrong about B.J. Hill. I
Yes.
thought B.J. Hill was like B.J. Hill needs to be a player that takes control of the
He
defense.
had that season 1 sack.
I mean,
Yeah.
he was, that year. Okay, well,
Started
B.J. Hill was a
Vikings.
good ball player.
But 2018, he did well. He broke the rookie sack record that isn't the rookie sack record because Lawrence Taylor technically had it before Azeez Ojulari.
Correct.
I thought B.J. Hill, like in 2019, you need to take that. Like in a way, you kind of need to take that Leonard Williams jump of like in in your rookie contract, getting 6-7 sacks and having just a solid year. And he did not do that.
Can you do me a favor and bleep out Dalvin Tomlinson's name and bleep that out too, because I loved him.
Oh, I did too.
And that was the one player that's like justifiably good expectations for.
Yeah.
Ooh, here's
Marcus
what I
Golden.
loved. We
Alec Ogletree.
hated, justifiably so, and I thought Bobby Skinner, that dumb motherfucker, he fucking defends Alec Ogletree. Oh, he's good in some areas. No, he sucks.
Led the league in missed tackles.
Sucks. And I'm so glad we predicted his downfall.
He gave no production for us at all,
No.
which is nuts.
No, well, I mean, he had interceptions.
Please.
He had interceptions.
Please.
Stumbled with the ball.
I take a shit in the morning. It just stumbles into it.
You're lucky. David Mayo, Lorenzo Carter, DeAndre Baker, Jack Rabbit Jenkins,
Wow.
Jabril Peppers, Antoine Bethea. And Jack Rabbit Jenkins is how it's listed on Pro Football Focus.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, it's not.
Where is Zoe now?
Lorenzo Carter, I think he's with Atlanta. Signed a 1-year deal with the Falcons.
He's one guy. I don't know if you guys talked him up. He was one guy I really liked.
I think we did.
thought
we did.
you definitely did. I thought he was like a steal coming out of Georgia in the 3rd round.
One of our viral clips is when Bokra and Jimmy went to Giants training camp together, and I told him it was one of those days that I couldn't be there, so I said take clips and post them to the Bleeding Blue account. And Lorenzo Carter had an interception off
Yeah, I
of Eli
remember
Manning
that. I remember that.
the summer of 2019, and that was huge, and they caught it, and I'm like, no fucking way, you guys got it.
Some other notable names, just very quickly, off of that team. Corey Ballantyne.
Sure.
Sam Beal,
Oh my god!
of course. Ryan Conley.
This is so sad.
Cody Core.
Gave a lot of love to Grant Haley being a really, really good run defender. And that was about it.
I hated Grant Haley. I hated Grant Haley.
First of all, his name is Grant.
Yeah.
Okay.
I hated him.
You knew he had no shot, unless your
hated
last name is Grant, because Deion Grant.
Deion Graham was a monster. Tay Davis, Red Ellison, Benny
Liked
Fowler,
Davis.
Devontae Downs.
Devontae Downs was on 20. No, he was on 2020.
Devontae Downs
No way.
played in 7 games.
No way.
Will Hernandez, obviously. Antonio Hamilton, he was terrible.
I made a compilation in
John
2019.
Hillman.
2019, week 1 against Dallas, I made a compilation of all the 10 times that Antonio Hamilton got embarrassed and didn't belong on a football field. Do you remember that?
And then he called you fat boy.
No, that was Curtis Riley.
Curtis Riley, I'm
called you
sorry.
fat
He called you fat boy. He said you better drink some milk, fat boy. Yeah.
I said that if Curtis Riley made a roster, I said I would do the milk challenge, and he somehow made the dumb fucking Mike Mayock Raider roster.
Yeah.
Aldrich
Rosas.
I never did the milk challenge.
Spencer Pulley. R.J. McIntosh. Russell Shepard. He was terrible.
Sure.
Awful.
Yeah.
So I think one of my points is that we got Cody Latimer wrong. Yeah, B.J. Hill. What Giants fan wasn't excited about B.J. Hill? What Giants fan wasn't excited about Lorenzo Carter? There wasn't really. Our only outlandishly wrong take was getting excited for Cody Latimer.
Very.
Which is just absurd. I'm sorry.
But also being right
It's
about
absurd.
being right about Marcus Golden, and then when I was
Were you actually right about Marcus Golden? Though?
yes, I was. He had a 10-sack year, 30 fucking QB hits too.
This is why I left the
It's
room. I'm not doing this.
It's not like he just pulled 10 sacks out of his ass. 'Cause
He literally did.
There are players, listen to me, there are players that get 10 sacks and then 15 QB hits, and then they'll have 2 sacks the next year, because that's how it fucking works if you don't get consistent pressure on the quarterback. He had 30 fucking QB hits. That's consistent pressure on the quarterback. At like over 40 pressures.
Did he have a move? Did he have anything?
The fuck does it matter if he has a move?
Are you kidding me?
Hand swipe.
You fucking
Hand swipe
you
is his
bitch and
fucking
moan
move.
about Ojulari doing the same shit with his coverage sacks and all that bullshit.
He doesn't get pressure.
You are so fucking.
He has 8 sacks with like 15 QB hits.
Now you're pissing me off.
Marcus Golden
Now
had 30 QB hits.
No. Now you're pissing me off. Now
You
you're
are
pissing
so
me off.
dumb.
I'm dumb.
Yes.
Me?
Yes.
I watched him with my 2 off.
You're defending Aziz, fine player, but you're saying that Aziz Ojulari's season was better than
When
Marcus
did I say
Golden's
that?
2019?
When did I say that?
You implied it.
didn't
I
say
did
it.
not imply it. I said
Don't make
you
assumptions, Justin.
I said you bitch about Ojulari getting these fucking coverage sacks because he has no moves, nothing like that. Golden.
When did I ever bitch about that? When have I ever bitched about that?
Wes, Tim, bring it the fuck up. Go find it at fucking Giants.
Tim Coffey doesn't listen to
Fuck
this.
Tim Coffey, you miserable piece of shit. I'm telling you, my blood is boiling right now.
No, I
See
could,
that?
yeah. Garrett Cole, British
Oh,
Open.
yeah.
Fuck Garrett Cole.
See what the score is.
Probably 4-3.
Probably.
Red Sox. Sorry. All right. Justin, how about this? We fundamentally disagree on Marcus Golden, and we just agree to disagree. How about that?
Yeah,
And we get on with the end of the show.
you are wrong, but
No, I'm not. I'm
Guys,
right.
we started this show like really appreciating each other.
yeah,
What happened?
We went too long.
yeah.
We've been
We're
talking
good on
more
time. We're doing good
Are
on
we?
time.
Oh,
Yeah.
we still got time.
Yeah, we're
Sweet.
doing
All
good
right,
on
let's
time.
keep going. You want to talk about? Want to talk about number 21? Fucking miserable.
Yeah,
piece of
you know what?
shit. I don't want to.
I'm
be my favorite giant.
gonna wrap off some best moments that I also have, and then
Oh, yeah,
and then I
right.
want you to tell the Tiki story. Have you ever heard the Tiki story?
Probably, I don't know.
I don't think you have. Interviewing Joe Morris,
That was awesome. Yeah.
an in-person
Very cool.
player interview in the middle of a diner with that $30 microphone I talked about before.
Yes. That was very cool. Joe Morris was awesome.
We had dinner with him too. It wasn't
did.
just the interview. We had dinner with
I
him.
had pancakes. What'd you have?
I had something where I knew I wouldn't get very dirty. I forget. I am a sucker for Eggs Benedict.
Eggs Benedict are great. Yeah.
love
Especially in a Jersey diner. Absolutely.
So interviewing Joe Morris, being the only show dedicated to Giants history, which kind of talked about that up the top on the top. If These Walls Could Talk, grab it. If These Walls Could Talk
Talk.
by Ernie Palladino. There it is. That is really the book that launched this show as a history show.
Yeah.
Because that is really the first thing that we did. And you can kind of just open it up and see how many annotations are in there. I mean, just that book is just
wow.
littered.
We
littered
ripped
with,
through it. Yeah, it was
littered
awesome.
with annotations. And my
I don't-
handwriting is
your
atrocious.
handwriting is god awful.
Yeah.
Good thing he talks and doesn't write
Oh my
for a living.
god. You're not smart enough to write like this.
And also, you know what? And If These Walls Could Talk, which was an awesome thing that you brought up and that we did, it segued to other books that we did.
Which I do think us reading books like those were the best episodes.
I agree. The
Best
Coughlin
episode.
books, the Patty Trainer book, awesome.
Yeah. I loved No Medals for Trying.
Yes. No
Because
Medals for Trying
that
is
book,
awesome.
I really recommend. Of course, buy If These Walls Could Talk too. But like same thing with the Patty book. Like that was part of a series where all of the teams from a lot of other sports have these backdoor stories. But No Medals for Trying by Jerry Eisenberg, it brought us back to 1989. And especially after the Giants won their first Super Bowl, so there's part of this. They have this allure to them, and LT is like this mythical figure. He's written like that in 1989, not just written about it like it's 2022.
Right.
Like we already know that
It's
he is.
in that moment.
It's
Yeah.
in that moment. Bill Parcells is this really good coach. Phil Simms is this tough motherfucker. LT, tough motherfucker, mythical figure, Superman like guy.
Literally.
So that I really recommend reading that book, especially if you're on a little vacay. If you're waiting for
Or if
Giants
you're getting
football.
divorced or something like that, anything like that.
Anything like
read
that.
the book.
works.
Can you tell me the Tiki Barber story, please? Haven't done it yet this off season.
Are you sure? I feel like we have.
Nope, we did it once last off season, and now we
All
are
right.
doing it.
So, David, you never heard the story,
I
huh?
don't think so.
All right, well, it's no secret I don't like Tiki Barber.
No, I knew that. Yeah.
I hate him. His death, I will throw a party.
Nice.
Maybe bleep that out. But so the home opener
That's
2018. The girlfriend I had that Justin broke up with on my behalf or caused the breakup.
Good job, Justin.
So we're sitting in good seats. Like she got us good seats for the home opener against the Jaguars. And the Giants brought out all these legends, before, they announced all these legends, and it's Carson, Banks, Amani Toomer, Tiki Barber. and then Michael Strahan. So they put Tiki in between two beloved giants. So when Tiki came on, I stood on my chair and I started booing the absolute miserable living shit out of him.
And your girlfriend got you really good seats for this home opener.
They were awesome seats.
Where were they? I mean,
yeah, it was like, I think it was like 100. Like,
so we're talking very low.
Oh, I'm sorry, 200, but like 2 rows up.
Gotcha.
Everything.
Gotcha.
Everything you see. And I'm fucking screaming bloody murder. I'm booing Tiki. I'm fuck Tiki. Quitting scumbag. I'm turning around. People are like, yeah, fuck him. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, fuck him. And I took my jersey off. I was like, fuck him. I'm going nuts. So I sit down after the ceremony's over, and there's a woman to my left. There's 2 seats in between. There's a woman to my left. Very pretty woman. She goes, you should really think twice about what you say when, you know. I was like, what are you talking about?
What's
like,
what's the line? Who the fuck are you?
Oh, no. All right. No. I said that to the old man.
Oh.
I said that to the old man.
Please. This is a lady.
This is a lady, yeah. I'm a little bit more respectful than that. I was like, what are you talking about? She goes, that's my husband. I was like, who? She's like, Tiki Barber. It's like, yeah, okay. Well, 1, I was like, yeah, okay. 2, and I said this word to word. I said, well, your husband's a quitter. And I told her that. I said right to her face, blank in the eye, dead fucking straight in the eye. Your husband's a quitter. So then I'm bitching at her, she's bitching at me. So I was like, my ex-girlfriend's name is Kristen. I'm like, Kristen, look up Tiki Barber's wife. Because I didn't believe it. So I goes to Google. She Googles it and she shows me a picture. And I look, I was like, oh, fuck.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, that's her. That's really her. So then, unprovoked, I got up again and I said, fuck Tiki Barber. Old man gets up. Her father, Tiki's father-in-law, gets up and says something wise ass. I said, who the fuck are you? I stood up to her. I was like, who the fuck are you? It's like, I'm the father-in-law. He says something like that. I was like, I don't give a fuck who you are. He's a quitting scumbag cocksucker is what I said. And then security, they came and got me.
Nice.
They didn't throw me out.
Where did you go?
Up top, where I belong.
Where you belong.
With the rest of the animals?
I was like, I paid this much fucking money. And Kristen, my dumbass ex-girlfriend, she's like, I paid for it. Shut the fuck up.
Not the time.
Shut the fuck up. I was like, stop. I said, I paid a lot of fucking money for this seat. She goes, well, you can't be saying these things. I said, I don't give a fuck. I'll say whatever I want. I was like, where am I living? Am I living in North Korea? Am I living in America? I can't say what I want to say? They're like, all right, well, we're not gonna throw you out. We're going to take you up top. I said, good. Do me a favor. Fucking people cheering when I'm coming out, going like this. I was like, that's right. That's right. Go Giant. We lost because we sucked.
Of course.
Against the Jaguars.
I remember that game, yeah.
Went up top.
Tom Coughlin's Jaguars.
Yeah.
Went up top. The rest was history. So moral of the story is I verbally abused Tiki Barber's wife and her.
And family.
Yeah.
Rightfully so.
I agree.
Yeah.
Like Kristen, when we went home that night, she's like, what were you thinking? It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? What was I thinking?
Well, and that's, you're telling the story, and I'm thinking to myself, she's sitting there the whole time. How could she be surprised that you went to the game instead of the engagement party? Right? Justin, I think you're a hero.
I have no comment.
You're a hero, Justin.
Justin, stay silent on this matter.
I have no comment.
Yeah, and she loved Justin too, which was really
she really did. She really did love me.
And again, is also just another
red flag.
Because that's a really poor judgment of character.
I agree. I don't love Justin. I just tolerate him.
He's a mean to an end. He's a tyrant. We need him.
He's a tyrant.
We need him, but we don't want him.
We don't want him. That's the Tiki Barber story, and that's why we sign off. Fuck Tiki Barber every week.
Yeah, that is.
And
why.
if you like Tiki Barber, you're not a real Giants fan.
Wow.
Yep.
If you like Garrett Cole, you're not a real
Yankee fan.
Yeah.
Until Garrett Cole wins 3 rings, he's not a real Yankee.
That's in your bio.
It's in my Twitter bio.
Yeah.
That's right.
I thought we'd have time to talk the Giants this year.
We do.
We do?
Yeah, I had no idea, babe.
Why don't we get last 5 minutes?
Yeah,
Dave,
quick.
What are you thinking about this year's Giants, Dave?
I feel really good. I mean, well, okay. Well, I said before, Super Bowl bound. I'm sticking to it. Fuck it.
Super Bowl bound.
No. No, I mean, I think they're being controlled by people with brains, which is a nice step in the right direction.
That's like the first thing I always say.
Yeah, what do you think of Joe Shane? Just like the hire and his draft and stuff like that. Signings, free agent signings. Not that there was that many.
There's a direction.
Mm-hmm.
There's a clear direction. There's a clear agenda. It's clear that these moves are not being made in a vacuum. It all seems to be cohesive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is it going to translate to wins? I have no idea. But
We'll find that one out.
Yeah, and I mean and I think it'll translate to at least 6 or 7 wins because the schedule is also.
I'm a little bit more
light.
bullish. I think we can get to 7, 8, 9.
I do too. But I'm just saying if
I know. I got you.
I'm betting the over. I'm putting $100 on over 7.5.
is that what
You know,
they're
I
at,
think
7.5?
it's a good bet with the schedule. But go ahead, David. I'm sorry. This is your time.
No, I mean I think I'm excited for them. I'm excited for Thibodeau. Obviously, I'm excited to have bookend tackles. That'll be really nice.
Yep.
I'm excited to see what Daniel Jones can do with an offense that actually is catered to him.
And in a system that is like born to be in 2022 and not 1989.
Yeah, and he's clearly and he has shown us year after year that when he's given the keys to an offense that's catered to what he does well,
dude, he could ball.
He can ball. He puts the ball wherever he wants.
Yeah.
He's got good arm strength. Like you still see people on Twitter trying to dispel arm strength, and like that's just bullshit. That's clearly just.
He's not going to make the Patrick Mahomes throws on the run like that.
But I'm sorry, if you have a team that's coached the right way, strategized the right way, you don't need one.
Right.
I
agree.
firmly believe that.
I agree
You don't
too.
need a generational talent at quarterback year after. You look at teams that win a lot of games.
Look at this. Look at Steelers.
Yeah.
They're 500 in the playoffs every year, and they had a corpse of Ben Roethlisberger for the last 5.
Yeah.
Coaching, scheme, all these different things. They
make a
tailor
difference.
it to their team and what their strengths are. So
Yeah, I'm excited to see the areas of this team that's been bad for 3-4 years be stronger.
pass
Which I think
rush,
is
offensive
I think
line.
mainly coaching. I think
Yeah.
coaching
Well, yeah.
for this year,
Yeah.
because the talent is getting there. Especially the now we have young talent. When you talk about Tibbs, when you talk about Evan Neal, Azeez Ojulari is still like my age, and
crazy.
he's younger than me. I'm
He is
20.
younger. I
I'm
was gonna
24.
say he's younger than you, yeah.
24. He's like 22, 23 Azeez. So he's still growing up. But something that is going to be vastly different, despite not having all the talent there, is that the coaching.
Yeah.
And the complete coaching, offense, defense.
And you know what? I've talked to this with Justin because when he gives me like 1 5-minute rant about the current day Giants on Bleeding Blue. My favorite thing about this offseason was obviously the new front office and what Joe Shane is doing to get rid of a lot of the cancers that were in that building.
Still haven't hired a director of college scouting.
I like that though. Let it take time. It's fine.
I'm available.
It's fine. I'm available. Like I thought the Brandon Brown hire was significant.
Yes,
Absolutely.
Very significant. And unfortunately, he will be a GM very soon. Yeah. But I'm hoping we get like a year or 2 out of him. What I loved about the Dable hire, and by the way, me and Justin knew Joe Shane was going to be GM for like 3 months before it ever happened. So
we did.
it's true.
The day that Gettleman was out, that's I had my Joe Shane.
There was a reason why Joe Shane video came out right away.
Yeah,
we knew. I'll tell you off the air. Secrets. But Brian Dable, like that was the easy hire. But what I love that Dable did, hire a staff that are just good coaches.
Yeah.
Like Wink Martindale's a good coach. He didn't work with him. He has no idea, but he knows he's a good coach. Mike Kafka, I mean, jury's still out. He hasn't been an offense coordinator, but he comes from a good system. Andy Reid, all these different guys.
What were we saying on the train?
Well, yeah, and we were talking about the train here. We are impressed with Dable's hires because he's hiring guys,
particularly Kafka.
Kafka especially because Kafka did things in Kansas City that he didn't do well in Buffalo.
Right? Exactly.
Manufactured targets,
Screens,
screen passes, things like that.
And
that's not what
did.
Buffalo was predicated on, but it's what Kansas City was predicated on.
Right, exactly. So you bring that in. So you mix Dable's strengths with Kafka's strengths. There you go. Perfect. And like the Martindale. Joe Judge, I love Joe Judge. I will stick up for Joe Judge till the day I die. I'm sorry, I will. But he was filling out his coaching staff with guys he worked with. That was it.
Comfort.
That was it. Comfort.
Yeah.
Outside of Jason Garrett, it was just a comfort zone. Brian Dable was going out, okay, you're a good coach, Wink Martindale. Be my defense coordinator. I love that.
Yeah.
I think that's the change in that.
And they're guys who have fucking won.
Yeah,
They're
is
winning
fucked up.
coaches, even if they weren't in the same role, right? Mike Kafka, I mean, the man has won.
He's won.
Brian Dable's won football games.
Wink
Martindale's
Martindale
won a lot of football games.
But it is just
it's
so
winning.
fucked up that part of me thinks that John Mara heard Joe Judge's vision for the future, including Ken Dorsey, including Brian Dable, Ken Dorsey is the offensive coordinator for the Bills right now.
Bills, yeah.
Brian Dable is the offensive coordinator for the Bills, or was the offensive coordinator for the Bills. I think John Mara heard part of that vision. Let me look into this Joe Shane guy. Let me look into this Brian Dable guy.
Seems to be a good
and
little...
Patrick Graham worked. Patrick Graham worked. So I think part of it is so fucked up that Joe Judge is like, in a way, this may be Joe Judge's vision for the Giants, except it just doesn't include
He's
Joe
not
Judge.
here, yeah. And you know what? I will always say Joe Judge never.
Yeah, he
had a
got
chance.
fucked. He got fucked.
Never had a chance.
Did you think that, or were you ready to? Or were you ready? I mean, I think it was the right thing to do.
he had to go. He
it
had
was the
to
right
go.
thing to do.
I think
You got to have the head coach GM on the same side.
Yes.
Joe Judge, I agree, never had a chance because the roster was just not constructed in a way that
it was the roster. I'm sorry, it was the roster. The GM didn't even pick him; it was the owner.
Yeah,
didn't have his quarterback.
when you're off
didn't
cycle.
pick his offensive coordinator. He never had a chance.
He never had a chance. But I also think he was over his head. I think the
Oh,
job
yeah,
was, I think
without-
the job was
without
over
a
his
doubt,
head.
yes.
Maybe it would be different if the roster was constructed in such a way. You know, if a guy, just completely hypothetical example, if you said a guy like Andy Reid just stepped down, he just retired, and they need, and for some reason they choose Joe Judge. Well, maybe he might have a little bit more success because I think he was way in over his head for a team that needed an overhaul.
Right.
He's not capable of that, at least not at this stage in the game, not for his first job.
No, I agree. I do think he did a really good job coaching that team in 2020, along with Patrick Graham. Obviously, he probably should get more of the credit,
Yeah.
but they were a 6-win team. Yes, I understand that, but they also could have won 2 or 3 other games.
Yeah.
Bad turnovers late, Chicago, LA.
Daniel Jones gets hurt.
Yeah, right, exactly. So, like, I do think Joe Judge is a good football coach, but the situation that he inherited, he never ever stood a chance.
He'll go somewhere else, and he'll.
I don't think he'll ever get. I don't think he'll ever get another head coach.
College
job.
job.
The stink. I
He'll
think
get a
the
college
stink of
job.
the Giants.
He's born for college.
Or
I think the stink.
I'm going to tell you something.
I think the stink of the Giants of his Giants tenure will wear off after a while.
What if he takes
This
over
is
New
what-
England?
Stop that.
For Bill. He's going to
Stop.
retire eventually.
No.
Stop.
Bill loves him.
No.
Bill loves him.
This is what the Patriots do. The coaches go out, then they come back because they fail and they come back.
Oh yeah, McDaniels will be
That's
back
what he
in a few
did.
years.
Judge is like.
Patricia, the whole.
But Patricia's back. Patricia's an offensive coach.
Yeah,
now.
Joe
Yeah.
Judge and Matt Patricia are going to run the offense of the Patriots this year.
Stop that.
That's
They are. I'm not kidding. That's
like
their plan.
But that's actually crazy. You know how many
They're
times they're going to run the football?
Yeah, they're going to score 11
I
points a game.
think one of them may be the running game coordinator. I need an update as to who's actually going to be calling the plays. in New England.
Well, they said it was
fascinated
Patricia
by that.
or Judge that are going to call the plays.
Yeah, but I think I thought I heard something that they were leaning towards Patricia, or one of them was going to be running game coordinator, passing game coordinator, and I think Judge may be the running.
Our Lord
running
and Savior,
game.
Joe Judge, man.
I will say, Joe Judge did fix the Giants' running game in 2020
He did, and
with that H-back play of Caden Smith being the lead blocker. They
yes,
debuted
the run game was very good.
They debuted it against the Cowboys, the first Cowboy game. And that's when the running game really started to pick up with Wayne Gallman and company.
yeah,
So
and Gallman was very good in 2020.
yeah.
You know what? That was
efficient.
a fun year. Sucks.
was a fun year.
It was a fun year.
That
Sucks
win,
we
that
weren't
win in
there.
Seattle.
It sucks that Jones.
that win in
that was
Seattle.
fun.
It sucks that Jones got hurt because really,
Yeah.
I talk about this at the time. I wasn't doing the stat report on YouTube. I was writing a blog for TalkingGiants.com. That don't look up TalkingGiants.com. The URL doesn't exist anymore. It's a shame. It's a shame. But I was writing and I'm like looking at the Giants like advanced data of like their EPA. It's like, yeah, they're not scoring a bunch of points, but the offense was kind of catching. Like they were not catching fire because
Well,
that's bad.
in a sense,
they were
yeah.
getting their stride.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. I
Like
know
they
it
were
wasn't
losing
on
games,
fire.
like that Eagle game that Evan Ingram dropped. I mean, the offense was kind of moving the ball well. The Cincinnati game, it featured some explosive plays right after the bye, and then of course he's got to get hurt. The home Eagle game was a perfect game, but the problem with that is that the home Eagle game was a perfect game. They still didn't break 30 points,
Right.
And that was the issue. That Daniel Jones has to play absolutely perfect to put up 27 points,
it's
and that was the
Well, I
issue
think
with the
that- so-
Judge and Garrett era.
to bring it full circle this year. I am
Score fucking points.
exceedingly confident that the Giants will score 30 points this season.
At least once.
At least once. That's all I want.
Yeah.
That's all I fucking want.
Oh no, I would hope that they would do it more than once.
No, I know.
Well, that would be nice.
That'd be
It'd be
sick.
a change.
Maybe
nice
they'll
change.
average like 35.
And
points.
you know what's funny to me? Like that Saints game last year, which another one. That's almost like the Seattle.
Took
win.
them 5
Yeah.
quarters.
Yeah.
and they still didn't
because
score
they played-
30.
No,
They played terrible in the first half. They didn't
Yeah.
play well.
But I
I
mean,
tell you what though,
that's-
that was a really, really nice win.
Yeah.
Like that comeback in the last few minutes, that was a nice
And
win.
again, that's another time. You know, it sucks that it took Jason Garrett until being forced into that game plan due to the game condition. But again, that's another example of if you are still behind Daniel Jones and you still are willing to give him benefit of the doubt, you point to that and you say, look, this was a game plan that featured deep balls. John Ross going deep. It featured Saquon Barkley out of the
Wheel
backfield
routes,
doing different shit.
Kenny Galladay.
It featured Kenny
Galladay.
Galladay.
Yeah,
Tony.
what he's trying.
It was featuring what the Giants offense does have to offer.
Saquon as a receiver, yeah.
So, let's give the keys to a couple of guys who understand that concept.
And I think that's what I'm most excited about is that we have the mindset, the offensive mindset in the building now as head coach and offensive coordinator to unleash that.
Absolutely.
And that's why I'm looking forward to Kadarius Toney and Wan'Dale Robinson, what they're going to do with these guys.
I thought he was a bust.
He was a bust.
Well, he is a bust.
Wan'Dale Robinson.
Wan'Dale Robinson, he's a bust.
Yeah.
So is Kayvon Thibodeau and Evan Neal. But I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Kayvon Thibodeau, by the way, I don't know what he's going to do. That's the best Giants draft pick since Jeremy Shockey. Like, just
is that
a hot take?
It's the most needed.
Most needed,
He's the most needed.
But also in a sense,
Since Eli Manning. Well, he was not a draft pick. Ha, fuck me.
look at that. But also in a sense where his personality,
transaction.
his personality, just larger than life. I think
Superstar, yeah.
he's got superstar written all over.
Because
him.
even when Odell was drafted,
Nobody knew who Odell was
he
like
didn't
that.
have the same personality.
No, not at all.
It was only after he blew up.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Like Thibodeau, you knew. And with Sam Prince announcing and him going up there, and he was so pumped, like,
Yeah.
I think we hit a home run.
And pre-draft, Kayvon, you could tell he wanted to be in New York.
Yeah.
He did. He wanted to be in New York.
He wanted
Giant,
to be in the market.
No, at the
or the Jets, yeah. He wanted to be in New York, yeah.
And at the start of the college football season, you said, who's the number 1 and number 2 pick in the NFL draft?
Kayvon Thibodeau,
Kayvon Thibodeau
And Evan Neal.
Yeah.
And what was Dallas Cowboys? Did you when you zoom in?
Oh,
you
yeah,
see
Kayvon Thibodeau.
Kayvon Thibodeau and Evan Neal, number 2. And Justin, I think you asked me on Bleeding Blue, like, who do you want? And I said Evan Neal first. I said, perfect world, Evan Neal, Kayvon Thibodeau. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now they just got to perform and
Right
not make us
direction.
look like fucking assholes.
They're on the right direction.
That's right.
All right.
All right.
Damn.
So, this is it. I wanna give a thank you to not only the people that are sitting here, but I also want to thank you for listening. We've had a lot of people, a good amount of people that have listened throughout the last 4 years, really 3 years when the show has been kind of going strong. This show is my baby. It always will be my baby. I guess we didn't talk about why this is the last episode of Bleeding Blue. I just feel like I kind of want the football content that we do, not just the Giants content that we do. I kind of want to take that in a little bit of a different direction next offseason. And I'm not putting Bleeding Blue to bed for good. Like, there are things that interest me that I like, filmmaking, like the idea of like making a documentary on like Emlyn Tennell, or making a documentary about something down the road 20 years from now about like the 07 team or the 11 team, a story or something. Something will come up as years. Yeah. More stories are going to come up, and more stories are going to be made public. So I'm like attracted to that idea, and that will all be based on Bleeding Blue and anything that we do with the history of the game. In terms of how we want to talk about football and analyze the game of football, that will all stem from Bleeding Blue. And then obviously I owe what I do now as a career, and the fact that we're sitting in this office in Manhattan, and you see this is a nice table.
This
isn't
is
it?
really nice.
Really nice
The
table.
city's not.
It's nice.
The city's a shithole.
Yeah, city's not.
It's a nice thick piece of wood.
But I wouldn't be here without everybody that kind of chose to click on or hit follow on Twitter, because that's such a big deal too. And I certainly wouldn't be here without the two people that are sitting here. So I thank you both. I love you both. I love you all. If you're listening to this, whether you've been here for a week, a day, 3 years, 4 years, a month, I love you all. An hour, because that's how long this has been about. I love you all. Keep on bleeding blue forever, and snacks.
Fuck Tiki Barber.